has the industry really changed to a point where things can't just be fine anymore, that they've got to be better?
I think so. I think when you look at all the pressures that are on oil and gas today,
Yep.
and whether it's environmental, regulatory, all of that, having data and being able to actually use that to improve, whether it's fuel consumption, alternative fuels, things like that. There's a push in the industry to just be better.
Yeah.
And the old way of doing it, it's just not that way anymore.
Yeah.
And so there's more innovation, and technology has hit oil and gas in a manner in the last probably 5 years that we didn't ever really anticipate back when I first started.
Yeah.
Because this is the way we've always done it. And you start asking those probing questions, and then it's like, well, I don't know that's why. I don't know why we do it.
Yeah.
It's just the way we've always done it.
Yeah.
And I think people are tired of that response, and I think people are tired of that way of thinking.
Yeah. If you could go back into, working frac, but you actually had cold bore, like how would have made your life different or hopefully better if you had access to this tool when you were still working on frac jobs?
Oh, and that was one of the main things that kind of like when Brett started talking in our interview, and he pulled up SmartPad, and I was looking at it, and I think I may have even said, "Holy fuck, this is awesome."
Yep.
You're gonna have to bleep that.
Yep.
But it was because I was thinking back then, and a lot of what I did, very manual. Like we were trying to do some, whether it's predictive maintenance or pad moves and stuff like that. And so one of the things I always pushed, like I had field soups out in the field, and you're only as good as your field soup or your service supervisors. And so they would give me feedback, and we would anticipate how we were going to make sure that we had enough CDL drivers, commercial drivers, to move the equipment to the next pad. Being able to have, if I had access to these screens, I would honestly have had, big TVs mounted in my office and in dispatch where you could see pad progress, see, how many stages are left, see, in real time, how many pumping hours did we have yesterday and things like that. Because if I started noticing that we were shut down for pumps, then I would anticipate that problem immediately and dispatch additional equipment and bring back the pumps that were struggling into the maintenance shop to get looked at.
Yep.
And making sure that every time I had to pump that I was taking full advantage of it, and that would limit the MPT.
Yep.
The other is contract, the invoice reconciliation.
Yep.
Would be much smoother. We would have those done ASAP. And so, it would be a lot of logistics and a lot on the service side, getting those tools in the right hands, and then getting updates daily from my teams of what we're doing to fix these problems. Because it would be not just me that would be looking at it. I would have the ability to have everybody in the shop or in dispatch and the managers looking at it as well to start mitigating those issues as they come up instead of letting them become big issues.
Yep.
And so having it from a service perspective, having all that information and seeing, wireline's taking a little bit longer.
Yep.
Are we anticipating that? Are we doing this on location? Are we taking advantage of when they're down to rehead? Are we taking advantage of this? And it's exactly kind of how we talked about the operator and how they're trying to get their day-to-day decisions very similar from person to person.
Yep.
You have the same issue when you're running frac crews.
Yep.
You've got differing personalities in different positions.
Yeah.
Some are more laid back that, they're like, oh, I think it'll be all right. We've got 4 days left. The pumps will make it. Yeah. Then you've got others who are like, I want to get on it.
Yeah.
And make sure that when we finish this, we finish strong.
Yeah.
And then when we make that pad move, whether it was in 24, 36, 48 hours, that we start as strong as we finished.
Yeah.
And being able to monitor that and making sure that when you rig up, that you're productive right from the get-go, instead of that. A lot of times you see like a slow increase back to productivity from where you finished.
Yeah.
And so it would be trying to really correct those windows right there and making sure that you have the right equipment, the right people out there.
Yep. Hey, Lee, if people want to find out more information or they want to get in touch with you, what's really the best way to get a conversation going?
LinkedIn, give me a call. All my contact info is on LinkedIn, email, any way.